Hey, Chicago, welcome back, welcome back. Y'all already know. Y'all can get y'all share buttons ready. Get ready for this information that we got to give. We're going to do things a little bit different. Mr. P is out today, and I am taking over. Me and Miss Suzy Q, Chicago.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome and happy birthday.
Thank you.
So what you plan on doing today for this birthday?
Well, I just got in town last night from Baltimore. I just left the Baltimore Comedy Festival. It was off the chain.
Excellent. Yes, that sounds good to me.
Well, I got me a little spot downtown this evening, and I'm going to rotate around and do a few things. But, yeah. But I'm here right now. What's up, y'all?
Yes. Let's go, Chicago. We are going to get motivated. First of all, we want to talk about domestic violence today. My thing is, Miss Suzy Q, what do you think is going on out here in that society now with our youth and adults mentally to get all of these cases going with this domestic violence?
Well, I feel like the domestic violence have become a norm. So because it has become a norm, people don't even look at it as domestic violence. They think that it's normal to be verbally abused. As long as he didn't put his hands on me, but he degraded you or she degraded you and she didn't have to put her hands on you. You know, so I think people put what they consider domestic violence in their own form. And even though they may be suffering from domestic violence, it could be also from trauma from when they were kids that allowed them to be able to sustain that type of abuse and not fight against it. So that's my look on it.
Yeah, that is big stuff. And I agree, especially because you know what society teaches in the households now is no self-love. You have to be combative in every situation and take charge of every situation instead of letting go at times where it's needed to be let go. Now, sometimes when authorities are contacted, they go straight for the weaker person who they deem in the situation. Am I correct?
Okay.
And now in today's society, it's the person who called first. And then they still get there and figure out who's the weaker person in the situation, and how do you think that that benefits the person who's being manipulative to the system?
Well, I feel like the system does not protect like it says it protects. And I think the system gives up on a victim if the victim allows it to happen more than 2 or 3 times. It's like, you should know better. If he kills you, it's like that's what you wanted because you stayed around, or vice versa. So I feel like sometimes the system can work with us, but sometimes the system definitely fails us.
Yes, because there's a cutout of resources in the city to help combat these small behaviors before they get to these big behaviors. And that's very problematic in our community.
But it can start small, though. It can start small as somebody tapping you, or somebody muffing your head and saying that they're just playing. And now they're doing forceful things and they're trying to make it look like it's a joke. And now you don't know that this I'm joking is just trying to see how much you'll take from me before I oops upside your head. You know what I mean?
That's big stuff. That's big stuff. You know, I have an issue in the community right now to whereas there are a lack of resources, and my problem is that the people that don't know, there's a big quantity of those, and when you allow these resources to get into the community, ones have to get up and say, got to take their own personal oomph about themselves and get up and go out there and want to change their circumstances in their domestic violence dispute, whether if it's verbal or physical.
I feel like some people are customized to that type of behavior. So they have been dating that type of person or spirited person since they were 17. So that's all that they identify with. So they're going to always have toxicity there because that's what they're used to. Now, let's say that person meets somebody that's not toxic. And I'm talking about guys and females that's not toxic. And now all of a sudden they don't even know what to do with this not toxic person because they're so used to being toxic.
Absolutely.
And now they think something wrong with them, or you got to be fake, or you can't be real because they are non-toxic, and now it's like you distance yourself for things that you're not used to.
Absolutely.
And sometimes people, like I said, people get excited. People get excited off of drama. Some people get excited off of drama, though.
Yes, and I think that our music is also a very problematic issue as well.
It is.
Because music, if you're going to sit up there and let music degrade you and bounce and shake and bounce off the walls to this degrading music, you should be able to bounce off the wall to your neighbor saying the same thing that comes from this music. So my thing is, it's a problem on how it's accepted. On how it's accepted to the community, because when you get to a point where it's okay to call somebody a B word playfully versus seriously, then you know, if it's disrespect, it's disrespect.
Well, that's the thing. Like I was telling you, like recently, I have a thing called the hot seat discussion. But recently, I was talking to women, and I was asking them did they think it was disrespectful for a man to look at another woman's buttocks while they were together. And one of the women said, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I might point one out. And so I had another woman say, yeah, I would get upset if my man was looking at another. So I'm just saying the spectrum is wide. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
So yes, is that a form of disrespect? To her, it's not. But to this other lady, it is. But now, if this man was already acceptable to being this kind of way, and then he meet this woman that's not, he gonna think something wrong with her. Oh, I ain't never had a woman that had a problem with me looking at other women.
I agree.
You know? So I think that's the issue. I think we've become too accustomed to accepting anything, and no one is reaching past.
That is big stuff.
Nobody's reaching past nothing. Like, they don't care that it's nothing. They don't want nothing. They don't care it's nothing. I think it's really just about sex. What do you think?
Basically, at this point, I really do believe that each and every individualism is different on how they accept the world. And you have to learn to move accordingly. Learn your boundaries. And that's what one of my biggest things was growing up, was knowing my boundaries. Because without those boundaries, had no one pointed out those boundary points to me, such as, stop, I don't want to feel like that. You know, I didn't have that, that type of oomph about me until it was built. You know, I had to reach out and seek what boundaries was. I always heard the word.
But
we always got
that's acceptance. That's because everything that was being given was acceptable for you. You didn't have to make no boundaries because it was acceptable until you realized that it wasn't a benefit for you. So now that it's not a benefit, now I need to make some adjustments. Yes. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's good. People, that's in life. I feel like I'll say this. I don't like when people say, I'm waiting on the one. I can't wait till I get the one.
Let's go talk about it.
I don't like that, because I feel like the one is who you're with.
Yes.
The one is who you're with. Like, if you can't find what you want to do in that one, go find another one.
Yes.
Are you get what I'm saying? And then if you know that you're open to different ones, all of those ones need to know about that you have other ones. So won't nobody be tripping. Right. So won't nobody be tripping. But I think honesty is really hard, because people feel like if I tell him the truth, then he not gonna want to date me. Or if I tell her the truth, she ain't gonna want to. She act like she could take it, but she ain't gonna be able to take that. I got four different women in 4 different states. I'm just saying, some people can't take it.
Exactly. So moving right along. The violence that's going on, do you think that that's musically driven too, as well? Just the regular violence, speaking on the street gangs, the shootings.
I think the music is brainwashing. I think that it is brainwashing, and I think that our youth are what you call geniuses. And the reason why I say our youth are geniuses and why they're brainwashing our youth is because if a song come on, they know every single word to the song, backwards and forward.
And when we was growing up, our parents or guardians or somebody adult around when we was rapping and singing those songs, you know what they was do? Do you know your ABCs like that? Do you know your timetables like that? Do you know your division like that?
They don't care.
Well, shut it up. And this was what was going on during my childhood, growing up into my young adulthood, and now that is totally out of the spectrum at this point. And what do you think we can do to bring that back? Well, as adults,
I'm not going to say our youth are far-fetched. I will say that they have to have an example, and they have not been led by example. So if you're going to tell somebody, no, you shouldn't do that, but they just saw you doing it last week, Then you tell them, oh,
That
I'm
makes a
grown.
lot of sense.
I'm grown. You
That
can't
makes a
do
lot of sense,
what
yeah.
I do, but they 17. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like, so I just feel like one thing that we lack is good communication. I think we discussed that the
Yes.
last time. And I feel like when we don't have a clear understanding, a lot of people like misunderstanding, because
Yes.
if we're not understanding each other right now, I can still fool around with you, but we don't go together.
Exactly.
We don't have to have no clear understanding. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want you to know that I like you, I'm with you, but
Yes.
we don't go together. You get what I'm saying? And so people get confused. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm messing people, and she was upset that her man had cheated on her or whatever, but she was like, yeah, just for the last 2 months, he's been with 5 different women, and I'm just upset, but we've been together 2 years, whatever, right? And I was just telling her, stop tripping.
Yes.
I mean, you're in another. You
Relax.
moved to another state, which is 6 hours away. I said, girl, stop tripping. Just listen. I say, you can't stop him from doing
You gotta drop
nothing
some
where
knowledge on
he
him.
at. You know why? Because he gonna do it anyway. So when you get around him, enjoy yourself. All that nagging, guess what that's gonna do? He
Enjoy
can't
the
wait to
moment.
get away from you to go back
Enjoy
what
the
he was
moment.
doing before. So
Yes.
just enjoy. Don't trip. That's all I'm telling y'all ladies, please.
Yes.
It's
enjoy
not
the
really
moment.
worth
That's
it. You know how
very
some people like,
important.
I kill for him. I die for him. Listen,
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah.
Just chill. That's all I'm saying.
Relax. It's very important to relax and breathe things out, talk things out, communicate with whoever it is that you are around. Communicate. Sometimes, like she said, you have to put your pride in your back pocket, lay the cards on the table, and let a person deal with you how they are going to deal with you. You don't want
You can make
nobody-
adjustments.
Yes.
If you don't want to deal with them
yes.
no more, adjust yourself. But
Absolutely.
don't stay in a position thinking that you're finna change somebody and make them adjust.
Absolutely.
Because no, they may be unadjustable. They might have been just set there to just be
Yes.
unadjustable for you.
Yes.
So you have to know that, that puzzle piece don't fit.
Mm-hmm.
And if it do fit, let it fit until it wear out.
Yes,
And it's time to go
yes,
get a new
yes,
puzzle.
yes.
I'm speaking, parabolistic, but y'all catching it, right?
And my thing, yeah, they catching it because they love the communication that's here. And in our schools, what I've been seeing, when I go up to my daughter's school, I see a lot of behavior to the point where children are talking back to their parents beyond measure. And I look at the security guards, the crossing guards, and et cetera, et cetera. I've talked to several of the authorities there as well. And they're trying to combat this stuff, but they don't know how because the children are afraid to even come to them, or they don't want to come to them because they got it in their mind that they are adults at this point.
Okay, here go another parable. We got this one kid and they mama, this one kid and they mama. This mama saying, let any of them touch you. I'm coming up to the
Yes,
school
yes.
and I'm a knock one of them little kids out. This mama over here like, girl, I'm not playing.
conversation got me
I don't
worked up,
care how
Chicago.
tall they are, how small they are. You call
Yes.
me, I'm up there. Now we got 2 kids and the parents that's
Yes.
coming up here where we supposed to be rationalizing what the problem is, and we got both parents talking about they ain't gotta fight.
Yes.
We can fight.
Yes.
And
Yes.
now what type of example is that? And I'm telling you, I've seen parents go back and forth over what kids like. You can't discuss, we can't just talk about what they just did as kids and keep going and tell both of them to apologize. My son don't have to apologize. Oh, okay, ma'am, it's time for us to stop
Yes,
talking.
yes,
You get what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes, yes.
So if that's what you're teaching your child, that they can hit and abuse without apologizing, then they may become a nuisance, and you
Yes,
can't be mad.
yes.
They may call
You
you
have
out
to
your
teach.
name, but you can't be mad because you allowed them to disrespect other people
you
right
going
along with
in,
disrespecting
going
you.
in, going
And while you
in.
allowing them to
Yes.
disrespect you, now other people see it. That's the only time you get embarrassed is when other
Yes,
people see
absolutely.
it. So
Chicago, we have the lovely Miss Suzy Q
with a lot
on
to
the
say.
set. It's her birthday. We are doing
Yes.
big things in the city. And moving right along, speaking about ULON real quick, we have to talk about the resources that we have in the city. I want you guys to continue to call that number and continue to watch our previous shows so you can share that information. Like I said, we're doing something different today. So moving right along, now, my weekend was kind of shaky, so to speak. And the reason why I say this is because when one chapter is getting ready to close, so much stuff get thrown at you to where it's overwhelming, and you have to sit back and think and don't act on your impulses. And this is one of those things that I had to learn as well as a man out here in a free world that has everything to throw at you, especially due to the culture that I come from. And my thing is, what I did was to get out of that situation was I sat back and I analyzed and said, why is all this going on? And I thought about the cycles that comes around every year, every time there's almost an up peak. And then everything gets thrown at you. And it felt good to sit back and acknowledge that as a man, as a human being, as a growing individual, as somebody that loves to help and pour out his love. It felt good to be able to say, this is what I always talk about to my peers and to those who love me as well. I was able to recognize this at myself and sit back and say, you know what? Just come back down to earth. Think about what's going on. Pay attention to what's going on. Take a step back. Tomorrow is a better day. And don't it always come out prosperous?
You know what? I feel like obstacles are going to happen.
Yes.
Right? I just think that sometimes we can put more salt. I don't know if you all ever tasted something very salty. Now, something being seasoned with salt is one thing. It tastes good. Mm-hmm. But when you're pouring too much salt on something, you barely can eat it, right? So, I mean, what was the purpose of the meal if you've oversalted it, right? Yes. So that's how I feel like certain things are. If we oversalt a situation that we know or circumstance that we know wasn't in our favor, right? We either can speak into that thing or we can speak out of that thing. And if we speak into that thing and tell that thing, that's one thing. But if we continue to talk about it or build on it not even dwell, just more like not speaking it into our favor. Because we have moments when we talk in our favor.
We discussed that as well.
Yeah. It's very important to make sure you talk in your favor. People say you crazy when you talk to yourself. No, motivate yourself. And the only way you can motivate yourself is if you talk to yourself.
Yes, Chicago.
Get to know you.
Yes. It is not hard, my people, to go to your loved ones, somebody that you knows care. I'm not talking about that somebody you feel shaky around every time you go around. I'm not talking about that bad energy, those bad energy people that's around. I'm talking about someone you know you can let your guard down with, that don't mind tucking you in as an adult. This person that you take this information to, whatever it is that's bothering you, go and speak about it. Be a human. We are all human. There's no big I's and little U's when it comes to drama and problematic situations that you can take care of if you just simply open your mouth. You know, you can always pick that number up and call the ULON Center. You can. And you can always pick your phone up and call me as well. My number is 773-494-5625. If you ever want to get anything off your chest and you're really looking for a real positive solution, I can help you with that solution. I am not God. I will not attempt to play God. I will help you if you help yourself. Again, my number is 773-494-5625. My name is Marcus. Suzy, do you have information or a contact line that you can give these people?
Well, you all can check me out on a whole bunch of stuff, and I ain't finna speed it, but I want you all to check me out on TikTok, Miss Suzy Q Chicago. Check me out on Instagram, Miss Suzy Q Chicago. I also have the Hot Seat Discussion on Facebook. It's a group, and it's a page. It's an LLC, which we go out to clubs and different places and talk about love, sex, relationship, and being an adult.
Yes.
Being able to have a therapy session without calling it therapy, and having other adults there
that's big stuff.
that can talk with you. So y'all check those few places out. What else? If y'all got any questions about anything, y'all want to book me for something, you all can look on the Hot Seat Discussion at Gmail.
Yes. I am so happy that you are able to come out here today on your birthright. And that's very big because there's a lot of people that want to get here, and we are here on this beautiful day. We have Amani and my girl back there on the ones and twos.
On the 1, 2.
Love y'all. I thank y'all so much.
Y'all so great.
Thank you for speaking up and being strong in this side of this field. And now, I would like to give a special shout out to all of you hard workers out there. You guys work so hard. You get up every day. You can choose to do whatever you want to do with your day, but you choose to go to work to help yourself and help others. That's big stuff to me, because that takes courage, that takes motivation, that takes determination, you know, and a lot of people lack this behavior trait in order to get ahead. So if you need someone to help you build, just pick your phone up or open your mouth. It's not that hard. Keep on trying. People gonna keep closing doors on you. They're gonna keep on saying no. But you let every no be a yes. You let every closed door be an open one. You know, and I like to also give a special shout out to my child, my Joy Dale Robinson. I want you to keep on being strong, baby girl. I like to send a shout out to all those who I love and those who love me. What about you, Miss Suzy?
I want to send a shout out to my family as well. I want to shout out to all my followers. I want to shout out to my career. Yes, all right, child. Yes. So yeah, that's it.
Yes, and for back to the ULON Center, I really want you guys to continue to call that phone and share that information. That is very important. I want you all to continue to watch our previous shows.
Don't be brainwashed. Don't be brainwashed, child.
And I really do want you all to stay encouraged and be peaceful out here and slow down on those roads.
Stay focused.
Please slow down on those roads. It takes one little look down to your phone and you can cause
easily distracted. Don't be easily distracted, y'all.
Please, I am asking from the core of my soul for you all to slow down out there and take your time. Quit showing off. It's not about showing off when you are in your vehicle. It's about getting you and or your loved ones and your children. These are babies inside of these cars. These are our growing citizens that's in these cars, disabled people in their cars. Please slow down. Please be considerate on the road. That's very important. I really do wish you guys can stop living into the Fast and Furious days. Those days are long gone. And I really do wish you guys could come back down the sides and say, I got to make it home to my baby. I got to make it home to my family. Right. Just think. It's not that hard to stop and think. Stop at that light for a second. Stop at that stop sign completely. Look before you make those turns. Stay out people's faces when you're driving and just drive your car to where you're going. This is a problem. You can't even drive anymore. You can't even drive anymore and look over and do a head nod without it being some mess. You know, people is just so angry, so grouchy. What is the problem, Chicago? Please, let's get this stuff together. Yes. Let's help each other. Pick those phones up and use the resources our city have to offer. They have so many. All you got to do is ask and stay motivated, please.
Stay motivated, y'all.
Yes. Okay, Miss Suzy. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our city?
I feel good. I'm glad it's my birthday. I've been enjoying myself. I want y'all to tune in every week. Yes. Y'all may see me. Y'all need to follow me. Check out these little videos I've been directing and doing, and so y'all can keep up. And then, use these resources that ULON are giving you all so that you all can advance. That's what we here for, so that y'all can talk, feel good, and advance. Okay?
Yes, you all. We love y'all, Chicago. We hope you all stay motivated and peaceful. We are here for you. Pick that line up. Pick those phones up. Call somebody, say something, do something. And that's the biggest part. Each one, teach one. Y'all know our slogan. And don't stop there.
That's right.
This is very important, Chicago. We love y'all. Thanks for reaching out. Thanks for tuning in.
And be great.
And make sure y'all run this stuff back so y'all can get in contact with somebody that really love you and got your intentions best in heart, because it's very important in our communities. Communicate, Chicago. We are ULON. Reach one, teach one, and don't stop there.